Yeah, and I tell people to stay away from your regular toothpaste.
Yes.
Because they have all kinds of bad chemicals in them.
Yes.
And so I say stick with Arm & Hammer.
Yeah, the baking soda.
The baking soda.
Mm-hmm.
Stick with, if you want to rinse hydrogen peroxide, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So now what I'm looking at here is that since the spill, the sad thing that is so unacceptable is that, according to the Environmental Protection Agency, now this was just in June 25th, 2010, and this was in Gulf Shores where I just was. The testing for dispersants was conducted on September 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the testing? Where is the testing and the water testing? It's not happening.
If they're not doing if they're doing it, they're not putting it out to the public.
They're hiding.
Yeah, it's one or the other.
Absolutely. So now I'm looking here at the list of symptoms. This woman who was healthy, who had vertigo, and was all over the place and had a good life. I mean, she had a great life. She had a happy life. And you know what? This is one of the bravest women, and also I'm meeting many brave women and many good women, and making some very good lifelong friends through all this.
It's amazing that it's all women too. Have you noticed that?
Yes, I have.
The men don't like to come out and talk about it.
Well, I do have a couple men though that do.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
we interviewed, yeah, and they're like, their wives are pissed. So, yeah, so it's good. The men are starting to come forward.
We need that.
Yeah, we got Crosby out there fighting the fight, man. He's wild, but he is a good guy, and people need to listen to him. But since that time, the anxiety has gotten worse. Hexane in the blood can create anxiety. It can create it. Brain fog, losing your train of thought. This started in June 2010 to the present. Chest congestion and pain.
Yes.
She never had any congestion problems, chest. No. She's always good breathing, no problem.
I am out of breath just going up the stairs now. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand why. If it's the weight I put on, or if it's my chest, I don't understand why.
Yeah.
I never had that before. If it's because I'm outside too much and I'm breathing in that bad air, probably so. Yeah.
These people are having coughing with sputum. They're having changes in their bowel. They'll have diarrhea. They'll have constipation. When I was in Alabama, I started finding blood in my stool. That's when I was like, oh my God, I have been impacted.
Yeah, you need to get out of there.
Yeah.
Or do something.
Yeah. And I moved away from the beach, and that seemed to help. We moved inland a little bit, but, for 3 days, and I had spontaneous bleeding, and my pores would just pour blood. And it was like, what in the heck? Here I am, and I think I'm like gonna, get past all this, and I'm tougher than anybody else. Well, guess what?
No.
It hit me.
Yeah.
These people are having earaches.
Yes.
They get drainage.
That was the first thing I had. Oh, and I have drainage a lot, and I have to make sure that my ears stay clean because it really helps. The tinnitus, it never goes away.
It's always there.
It's a buzz, constant buzz.
You're hearing a buzzing, high pitched.
Oh, yeah.
Very high pitched.
All the time.
And that affects equilibrium.
Yes, part of the vertigo issue.
Yeah.
The middle ear.
Yeah, that will affect your equilibrium.
Yeah.
And it can also affect spatial. I've seen people that reach out to touch something or to get something and they miss it.
Oh.
Because they're spatially disoriented.
Yeah, and I have not had that problem.
Yeah.
I have not.
That's good. Burning and watering eyes.
Constantly.
Headaches.
I live on a leaf.
Yeah. And also, when I was down in Apalachicola area, one day I had the worst gastrointestinal problems and a headache. At the same time that I could not, and my stomach hurt so bad, and my head hurt so bad that I could not get out of bed for a whole day.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I have spent many days in bed.
Yeah, where it's just like, you know, I just can't, I couldn't get up.
No, and the odd thing is you never know what it's going to be like until you actually, I have changed my habits of getting out of bed. Instead of just jumping out. I lay there, I grasp the area, and I kind of like, you know, just, okay, I'm going to take it slow and easy. And I bet I have better days when I go slow motion and in the very beginning, and then I start my process of, you know, like getting something to drink and then, you know, whatever for my morning habits. There are days, even if I do that, I will have a bad day, and I know it's a bad day, and I will be totally upset all day, and I might as well just go to bed because it's gone.
Yeah.
The day is just wasted, and I don't like those days, and they still happen.
And you know what?
And I never know when they come.
They've taken those days away from people.
Yeah.
Absolutely, taken those days away from people.
Those are days when I could be doing something, and I can't. I cannot function, so I have to go back to bed.
No. The heart palpitations.
That started lately, maybe the last 3 or 4 months, and that's kind of creepy. And it's like you can feel it just.
You can feel your heart pounding in your chest.
Yeah, and so what I do is I just like take a deep breath, and then it goes away. But it just comes, and I never know when.
Yeah. And
I never had that before.
And I had doctors in the emergency room tell these people all they have is anxiety.
No, I've never had that before. Even
Yeah.
when I had the virus. No.
All they have, you're just anxious.
No.
Anxious? Are you kidding? These people are poisoned. You know? I mean, if you had hexane and benzene levels and volatile organic compounds, 2 and 3-methylpentane and isooctane in your blood, don't you think you might have a little anxiety?
Yeah.
That's why people are, you know, why some of these workers are flipping out. They're flipping out because they're toxic.
Yes.
And it's not normal for them, you know? And it's just, it's criminal. The memory loss, I have seen this in so many people. I had a worker come down and stay with me. We got her in the hospital. She was very, very sick. We got her in the hospital. We were going to write a paper on her. And we would bring in food and set it at her bedside table. And we wanted her to stay in her room because we were afraid she was going to fall. And so she flipped out. She wanted to go and walk. And she just like went completely nuts. And I kept telling the staff, I said, you have to understand, this is part of this. You know, these people have they've been in the belly of the beast. They've seen hell. And they're also PTSD.
Yes, I'm starting to see that now. There's a lot of trauma because we feel like there's no hope.
Yeah, and that's, you know, post-traumatic stress disorder. And that's whole communities are experiencing PTSD. And I've seen them walk around like zombies.
Yeah.
Just zombies.
You can go grocery shopping and you can see who's been affected and who's not just by looking at them and their behavior. And I look for their arms to see if they've got any rashes or what's on their face, the way their eyes look. I look for that now, and I never used to do that.
Yeah, you know, and that's, as a nurse and married to a doctor, we used to always do that. We would go out to dinner, and we'd sit and diagnose people, you know. That was like fun to us, you know. But I do the same thing. I'll go into a store and in an area, and I can just like pick out the people that are not 100%.
Yeah.
And you know what really broke my heart was when I was in Apalachicola, there were immigrants that were fishermen that had no money. I can't tell you, the woman, all she wanted to do was buy a loaf of bread and some butter and some beans. And she got up to the register and she was like so brain fogged that she couldn't even add the stuff together. And she was $2 short, and I threw $2, you know, at her. But a lot of these people are so broke.
Yes.
And they don't have any food.
Unfortunately, I'm not in that situation. I work very much.
And then we go to lack of motivation. This is a woman that was motivated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely motivated.
I could sit in front of that PC all day and full-mindedly have intentions that I'm going to go do this or that for the day. And what do? I sit in front of that PC. Or I just sit there, or I'll sit on the deck and I'll just look out and gaze at it, you know. No motivation at all. Lost. Yeah.
Numbness, tingling.
Yeah, that's starting to scare me because I've had that, but what's happened a lot lately, I'm getting pinpricks. Like, I'll be standing there and it happens, I'll never know. The last time it happened, I was in the store and I thought somebody jabbed me. They didn't. It was my skin. It was poking me. I'm like, what the heck is that? But the numbness and the tingling, I've started to have it. It's like electricity sometimes. And like right now, because I do have a little bit of anxiety now that, you know, we're doing this. And I feel like there's electricity going for me right now. If that makes sense.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. You know, we are electric.
Yeah.
You know, there's a book called I Sing the Body Electric. We are electric.
Yeah.
You know, we're energy, minerals, matter. You know, we are water.
Water.
Energy, minerals, matter, and water.
And I can never get enough water down me.
Nope.
Never, ever enough.
Yeah. Your cells are screaming for it.
Yeah. I mean, I can drink, in a day's time, in the summer, I can drink a whole gallon of water. And sometimes even more.
And you've got a good water system.
Thank you.
That's the thing that people need to realize. You cannot drink out of the tap anymore.
No.
It's a no way, no go. Because I also noticed, you know, just as somebody that's, you know, walked into this mess, that some of the water in various areas where I've been, even the cold water will burn your skin. My concern is this stuff in our water tables?
That's what I'm afraid of too. And, you know, of course, being on the island, our water actually comes from the mainland, and it's piped underneath into the sand over here. So really, our water table would be a matter of what's over there. And there's no telling, because I'm seeing dead trees and I'm seeing dead flowers and bushes and spots all over these things. There's something seriously wrong with our vegetation right now, and I'll be damned if I'm ever going to eat anything that comes out of the state of Florida, because I'm afraid of how it's been produced and what the rain's putting on it.
And that's why I've been really warning a lot of people, if you're going to do anything, you better build a grow house.
And that's what we plan on doing.
Yeah.
We're going to have our own system, and it's going to have a cover on it. It's not going to work.
You have to have a cover.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and also, in my county, in Hernando County, we have big grow houses. And we're a farming district. And so I really do trust our farmers, you know, because their stuff is undercover.
That's good.
Yeah, and that's the way it should be. And everybody's going to need to work together. I think community saves.
By the dawn's early light, by all I know is right, we're gonna reap what we have sown.